Hey Future Mustangs, my name's Zach Scornavaco. I am a senior here at Southern Methodist University from San Diego, California. I'm going to be showing you guys around the room today, but just a quick bit about myself. I'm a residential assistant. This is my second year. We're actually in training week right now, so I ran over here. We're already in the Commons. I'm excited to be back on campus, show you guys a little bit about what living on campus looks like. It'll be my fourth year in Armstrong Commons, so I'm really excited to be back living here. I've loved all my time at SMU, and as you can see, pretty spacious rooms, right? In front of us here, we've got our typical double standard room. So you can see there's two beds adjacent to each other. What's great about SMU and our campus and our Commons is you can really design and do whatever you want with the actual beds. So over here you can see that there's different placement levels at what the beds can be set at. And this is going to be the standard level 2. Usually most students, I'd say, have it at a level 3 or 4, just for storage optimization. And I know me and my roommate freshman year, we wanted to have a little bit more of like a living space slash kind of a fun area. And so what we did is we lofted both our beds to level 4s. We set them out, one on this side, one on that side. And then we were able to put a couch under one and a TV in our dresser into the others. And it really made the space feel so much bigger, and just, we were able to have a fun part down there and then sleep up top. But you can really move and set up the beds however you like. Then you can also see over here that we've got our closet space, quite large closet space. So you can do really whatever you want with that. It comes with the pole, and you're able to bring different, dividers. You can rate the container store. I've seen, all sorts of setups where people have got fun things with their shoes. And then over here, we've got our desk setup. So what's also great is all the wooden furniture you guys see, so the chairs, the desks, the beds, the dressers, that all stays in the room and comes with all the rooms. So you don't have to worry about going out and getting that type of stuff. It's all set here, but you're more than welcome to bring more items in as well. So you can, roll in. I've seen people bring dressers or, some of the fun racks they can hang all their clothes on. And like I said, you have free will to do what you want in your room. We just ask that you're very, gentle with it and keep it and treat it well. You aren't allowed to paint the walls, but you are able to pin things to the walls. You can put up posters, fun things that kind of remind you of being back home. I know my freshman year I had a big American flag and then a California state flag. Both my roommate and I are from California, and so we wanted a little bit to remind us of home. But really great opportunity to do what you like. These things here, these are additions to the room, so something like this wouldn't come, but you're more than welcome to set that up and kind of do as you want with the room. Also, just a real quick touch, so this is our double standard. So what you'll notice is on campus, we've got about 70% of our commons in the double community style and roughly 30% that are suite style. So if you do end up in a suite style living situation, what it'll be is it'll be a double standard like this. Right next to it would be a restroom and a study area, and then another room replicated in the same way. And those would be your suite mates. So those are a few living situations on campus. I've been in community style for 4 years, and I've absolutely loved it. The restrooms are cleaned once a day, whereas when you're in suite style, they're only cleaned once a week. And so there's a little bit more responsibility on you and your suite mates to, keep that room clean. And I don't know, for me, that was a responsibility I didn't want to deal with. And they do a great job at keeping the community rooms very sanitary and clean. And then in addition to the setup of the room, there are a few restrictions that we do have. So you aren't allowed to bring any pets unless it's a certified animal that is registered with the school that you are bringing a service animal. The one exception to that is you are able to bring a fish. You can only bring one fish, so that might be the first roommate conflict with your roommate finding the name for it. You can have a little fish bowl with a betta fish or something like that. I've always enjoyed seeing students, come up with crazy names for their fishes. And then you are able to have certain types of fridges in your room. They are able to be rented through SMU. So upon move-in, you can get a rental, and then once you're done, that goes straight back to campus. Or you can bring in your own. That's totally fine. We do ask that you keep it to a set size limit, and that can be found on our website. They do accept the fridge, like the mini fridge, and then it has like a 1/4 freezer. So for me, that was crucial freshman year because I kept my Ben & Jerry's right there, so it's like easy access. I love ice cream. But that's one thing, you can't come rolling in like a Viking fridge, so we ask you to, be conscious of what you are bringing into your room. And then in terms of other things that you can have, we are allowing students to bring in 800-watt microwaves. There will be still microwaves available on the hall, but just for COVID-19 safety restrictions, we are trying to limit the amount of people having access to that microwave. So you are totally able to bring in a microwave to your room now. We do ask though that you avoid certain things like flammable items, so no stove tops. I think there are some things that are accepted, like you can have a blender, so you can bring your Ninja. I love my Ninja at home. I didn't bring it, which is kind of a bummer. And then you are able to bring, other smaller items like a Keurig if you're a coffee fan and you want that directly in your room. And you can set it up however you want. So I know, like freshman year, I had a whole area. My mom came and decked it out. We did like a snack bin right next to it. I've got like my Keurigs and my coffee all set up. And we moved the beds and everything all around so it kind of fit to your own personal style, which is great about living on campus. Awesome, so you guys can follow me out this way and we're gonna go see the rest of the commons. Hey guys, we have come down to one of the lounges in our residential commons communities. So just wanted to show you a quick, fun setup that all of our communities on campus have. As you can see, it's equipped with a bunch of amenities. And what's great about this is it's an open space for our students on campus to kind of get out of their, own rooms and come down and meet, other folks that live in their building. And what's awesome is you can kind of see how it's set up here. This is replicated on each floor above us. So we're on the first level floor right now, but there's 4 floors that are above us. And so this is kind of a space that's on each area. A fun like living room, open environment. We got a pool table, some TVs, you can play video games. We've got a drink machine, snack machines, all sorts of fun things that kind of go down. And you can use this area as a study space or preferably, a fun open environment to just kind of meet other students that live in your building. And what's really great about the RC system on campus is that every single commons is a really cool micro, ecosystem of all students. And so there's not a specific building on campus that is just for business students or is just for athletes, but rather a whole mixture of all students in every single commons. And so you get to meet, you live amongst students who either, are from a different state than you, or in a different major, or, an athlete, or not an athlete, or an engineer. And so it's a really great way to have these open spaces to better connect with those students who you might not interact with all the time in your classes. But when you come back to the actual commons itself, you get to sit back, relax, meet these students, and build really great relationships. Another perk of the downstairs area is all of our commons are equipped with a fully functioning laundry room. So you have about 8 washers and 8 dryers that you have access to at any time throughout the day. And what's great is it's free, so you don't have to worry about bringing a bag of quarters or anything like that to the laundry room. You have free access to that at all times. But if laundry is something you don't want to dabble with yet in college and you're used to, your mom or your dad or something doing your laundry for you, we do have a really cool service called Mustang Laundry that works. You fill up a bag of all your dirty clothes and then you bring it out on, say, a Monday to the Tide truck on campus, and then, say, on Wednesday you go and pick it up and it comes back fluffed and folded. So that's a great perk too that students can opt into. It's an extra cost just about each semester that you pay for that. I didn't opt in that. My mom made me get down in the laundry room and do my laundry, but I've had a lot of friends who did it, and sometimes you could see me sneaking clothes into their bags because I didn't want to deal with it at that time. And then another thing I wanted to share with you guys a little bit about the commons that we do have on campus is each of them have their own set traditions. And so we're standing in Morse and McGinnis, and one tradition that they have that's really unique is they do Sunday night snacks. And so the RCD or the FUR, which I'll jump into real quick, all the buildings have RCD and FURs. And so the RCD is a residential commons director, which is essentially a person on campus that is there to build and establish community development throughout the entire commons. And then your FUR is a faculty in residence, and that's an individual who is a faculty member on campus that lives in an apartment in the community that you live in, and is there to kind of connect your academic life to your personal life. So if you ever have questions regarding, trouble with the teacher, or a class change, or need a little bit of mentorship in what you want to major in, your FURs are great resources for those types of questions. And then the RCDs overlook people like me who are residential assistants, and residential assistants are on each floor, and we're tasked with the community development of each floor. So that's a really unique, thing I get to do, and I absolutely love doing, building relationships with my residents, making sure that they're comfortable with the, difficult transition of high school to college. And so you'll notice throughout all of our commons on campus a really open and welcoming, group of students that are excited to have you here. And with that comes fun events. And so all of our commons on campus have really cool events that you can attend that they're known for. Each one usually does a big one. Morrison McGinnis in the wintertime does Snowmac, and they bring snow outside, and you can have a snowball flight. Kathy Crow does Crowchella, which is kind of a play off of Coachella. And you'll get to notice that there's a lot of fun events that all the commons put together and are open to all students. So any student living in any commons can attend these big events. But then they also have a lot of small events that take place that are focused on, hall events and different activities like that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this tour, and if you have any further questions, please send them to us at our Instagram.
All right, hi everyone. My name is Dustin Gropsch. I serve as the Director of Academic Initiatives within Residence Life and Student Housing here at SMU, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit more about the residential commons. So when you're looking at other colleges and universities, you might find out that a lot of them have housing for students that live on campus, but probably none of them have something like SMU related to our residential commons. So you might see that you have a freshman housing or upperclassmen housing in other places, but we embed our freshmen and our sophomores living together in our residential college model. So we have faculty members that live on and staff members that are here to support you in your life on the hilltop. So to go a little bit further into that, a lot of people want to know, how do you get assigned to one, or how do you know which community is right for you? Well, the nice thing about that is that we're a microcosm of the larger campus, and so there's kind of a cross-section of different majors, backgrounds, folks from small town, rural environments, to urban and suburban life. So we kind of put everyone together, and so you're going to meet someone that's a little different than yourself. But that doesn't mean you have to do it alone. So if you're coming to SMU with maybe someone from high school or someone you can actually request them as part of, or to be your roommate as part of our housing application process. So I encourage you to take a further look at the residential commons on the website and then dig into a little bit more about how to apply in our SMU housing portal.
Hi there, my name is Nick Blair. I'm one of the residential community directors on campus at SMU. A residential community director is a full-time professional staff member that lives in the residence halls as a way to support and enable the student experience at SMU. RCDs are an impactful part of the staff within residence life and student housing, and our role is to be a resource to students across campus to connect them to resources and other things that they need, as well as enabling student leaders to put on traditions, programs, and other leadership opportunities within the commons. Working closely and alongside the residential community directors are the faculty and residents. Faculty and residents are full-time SMU professors who move in and live in the commons as well, with students working alongside them, getting to know them, building relationships, and helping to humanize the role of professor so that students have better relationships to not only their faculty and residents, but other faculty members on campus as well.
Hey guys, thank you so much for submitting your questions ahead of time. I'm going to take this time now to go through a few of those and give a little bit more in-depth answers to what you guys were asking. One question was, do rooms with community bathrooms have a sink in their single or double room? So on campus, we do have the setup of single, double, and suite style. If you end up in a single or double, those are going to be based in community buildings. So the sink and the restrooms will be in the community bathroom. But if you do end up in a suite style living space, which is about 30% of our spaces on campus, there's a sink that's in the center where your bathroom is as well. So it's connected by a door to your room. Does dining offer low-carb, gluten-free, dairy-free options? Our dining halls are excellent. They do offer a lot of alternative options for students that opt into those areas. On Humphrey Lee Dining Commons, we have a gluten-free pantry that's great for any student that's gluten-free or celiacs, and you have access to that on your ID card. And so you can go in there and opt in and select any of the meals you'd like at any time the dining hall is open. And then also our chefs that are excellent in both of our Arnold and Humphrey Lee make sure to have a variety of options for students at lunch and dinner and breakfast. So you'll be able to go around there in Arnold around dinner. There's always a vegan option that's like a cooked vegan meal and usually are very delicious. They have a vegan noodle that they do that's excellent. So there are definitely a lot of options for those students. Is the gym free or do we have to pay a membership fee to use the gym on campus? So we're very fortunate to have the Dedman Rec Center of Lifetime Sports, and that is an excellent facility that is free to all students. One thing you do need to note is when you go in, you just have to bring your ID card, and that gives you access once you enter. In your 4 years at SMU, you are fully equipped to go in and use that whenever the building is open, which tends to be around like 6 a.m. to midnight. Are the hours. And then in terms of equipment usage for some of the things like racquetball or tennis or basketball, those are all free as well. When you enter and scan your ID, you can go to the checkout counter, hand your ID over, and they'll rent out to you for free those items. And then you just go back, get your ID, and grab and return the items that you used for that period of time. Another question we got is, are freshmen required to live on campus? And another one I saw a notion with that is, are freshmen allowed to have cars? So freshmen are required to live on campus their first year, and we also have a second year live on requirement. So all students are asked to live on campus for at least 2 years. And then once you hit your junior or senior year, you can opt to live off campus. And then in terms of bringing a car, our freshmen are able to bring cars to campus. Roughly about 18% of first-year students will opt into bringing a car their freshman year. I know for me, I didn't bring a car. I was coming from California and was easily able to navigate, the roads around Texas and get around via rideshare apps like Uber and Lyft. And then there was another question asking about a transit system. We're fortunate also to have the DART transit system. It's the SMU Mockingbird station, not even like a 5-minute walk from our campus. And we also have a free shuttle that stops at the Presidential Library and then also the Mockingbird station. So you're able to take that if you prefer not to walk over to the DART. But I walk quite often from where I live on campus. It's, like I said, a 5-minute walk. And that takes you all the way into Dallas and extends into the neighboring cities around campus as well. And the last question that I have today for y'all is, are certain commons just for freshmen? So what's great about SMU is, and I've mentioned this kind of earlier in our exploration through the commons, is that all the commons on campus are a microcosm of students from different backgrounds, different states, different countries, and then also different studies. And so you'll notice that there's not a specific commons for just freshmen or just sophomores. Rather, they're all mixed together, and your halls are also mixed as well. So I remember my freshman year, I had students from all across. I remember we had New York, Connecticut. I was from California. My roommate and I were from California. Right across from us, we had 2 of our really good buddies from St. Louis. And so we had a whole mixture of students, and then we also had a golfer on our floor. So a wide variety of students, all different majors as well, that just really create for a strong community feel. And you get to meet people that you might have not met otherwise. And so it really acts as just a great, system. I've loved it these past 4 years. But if you do have any other questions for me or our team, feel free to shoot us an email at UG Admissions.